in a sport, a psychometric examination of the Psychological Performance Inventory A and its predecessor. And this measures mental toughness in sport using psychometric tests, which are psychological measurements tools used when you need an objective assessment of a person's personality, aptitude, integrity, and interest. So the purpose of the study was to show that mental toughness is multifaceted in the way that it is measured. It was also to build on thoughts that explored the psychometric properties of the PPI and the alternative version, which is the PPI-A. Also to test which measure of mental toughness in sports was reliable and valid. So let's look into the PPI and the PPI-A. The PPI is a psychological performance inventory, and it has an overall score of 42 for mental toughness. It scores on 7 6-item subscale scores, including self-confidence, negative energy, attention control, visualization and imagery control, motivation, positive energy, and attitude control. 25 of these questions are worded positively, and an example of that can be, I believe in myself as a player, and 15 are worded negatively, and an example of that can be, I get nervous or afraid in competition. The participants rank themselves from Likert scale ranging from 1, which is almost never, to 5, almost always. Now the PPI-A, the Psychological Performance Inventory A, has an overall score of 14 for mental toughness. It contains 4 subscale scores, 3 items of determination, 4 items of self-belief, 4 items of positive control, and 3 items of visualization. 12 of the items are worded positively, and an example of that can be, I am a positive thinker during competition, and 2 items are worded negatively, and an example of that can be, my self-talk during competition is negative. These participants also rank themselves on a Likert scale from 1, almost never, to 5, almost always. The hypothesis in this study was that the PPI was going to be an effective measure, although he believed that the PPI-A needed further examination. He also knew that the PPI-A had preliminary support for psychometric properties, which also made him want to investigate more in the PPI-A. The participants in the study were 333 Australian footballers with the ages ranged from 15 to 18. These athletes had been playing football or soccer between 2 and 11 years. They were the highest competition rank within the state of their age, so these were very elite athletes. The procedure, the head coaches were contacted through the Manage for Talent and Coaching of the Football Commission and asked if their athletes could participate. When ethical approval was received, then they could go on with the study. Each team completed the hard copy questionnaire in the lecture theater throughout 2 consecutive weekends, and they were informed that this examined psychological variables of performance, and honesty was essential for this study. The results were that the psychometric properties of the 42-item 7-factor PPI were not defined well. The validity of the PPI measurement was encouraging, and although the subscale of the PPI-A were lower for the recommended level of the 0.70 for early stage research, the data supported it to be valid as a global measure of mental toughness. Thank you.